Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, Life as a Canadian Immigrant. In this video, I will be telling you about the Express Entry program and the steps I took when I was applying to migrate to Canada. I want to make it clear I am not an immigration consultant, attorney, or any other professional in that field. I will just be telling you what I did when I was applying to migrate to Canada. As I stated in the previous video, Express Entry is a competitive online immigration system used by the Canadian government to allow skilled workers to migrate to Canada. There are 3 immigration programs under the Express Entry and they have different requirements. The Federal Skilled Worker Program, that's the program that I came here through, the Federal Skilled Trade Program, and the Canadian Experience Class. Provinces and territories can also recruit candidates from the Express Entry pool through the Provincial Nomination Program, but we'll discuss that in another video. So let's get into the steps of the Express Entry program.
So these are the 4 steps that Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, requires for the Express Entry program. Step 1. Find out if you're eligible for the program. Step 2. Get your documents ready. Step 3. Submit your Express Entry profile. And Step 4. Receive an invitation and apply for permanent residence. Now, let's discuss each step. Step 1. Find out if you're eligible for the Express Entry program. You do this by determining your National Occupational Classification Code. That's your NOC code. The National Occupation Classification is a standardized system that assigns a 4-digit code and job description to every occupation in the Canadian labor market. IRCC uses NOC codes to evaluate every immigration applicant's work experience. I have provided the link below in the description box. You will visit the NOC website and search for the NOC code with description comparable to your job. You need to base this search on job duties and not job title, because you may be a chemical engineer in your home country, but your job duties on the NOC website may be that of a chemical technologist. So you would choose the code of a chemical technologist. Choosing the right NOC code is one of the most important parts of your immigration application, as it will determine if you can migrate under any of the 3 programs on the Express Entry. For immigration purposes, there are 5 main job groups. You have skill type 0, management jobs, skill level A, professional jobs like architects and doctors, skill level B, technical jobs and skill trades, example chef and electricians, skill level C, intermediate jobs like food and beverage servers, and the skill level D, which are labor jobs like cleaning staff. Only skill type 0, level A, and level B are eligible for Express Entry. If you don't fall into these categories though, don't be discouraged. There are other ways to migrate to Canada, such as the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, the Provincial Nominee Program, or you can even apply for a temporary work permit for 2 years and then apply for permanent residence. You will then check your eligibility on the IRCC website by answering a few questions about the province you want to live in, your age, your language ability, your family members, education, work experience, job offer if any. If eligible, you will be given a code and a detailed list of instructions on what to do next. Step 2 is to get your documents ready. You will need documents such as your Educational Credential Assessment or ECA if your credential is not Canadian. An ECA is used to check if your foreign degree or diploma or certificate is equivalent to a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate. There are 7 designated organizations where you can send your credential to be assessed. When I was doing it, I used International Qualifications Assessment Services, ICAS, but most people I know use WES. Your ECA is valid for 5 years from the date of issue. You will also need your language test results. French and English are the official languages of Canada, so completing a language test is a requirement for all programs under Express Entry. The approved English tests are International English Language Testing Systems or IELTS and CELPIP. IELTS is a choice for most since CELPIP is only available in a few countries. You must ensure that you do the general training. You will have to do a speaking, a listening, a reading, and a writing test. The approved French tests are TEF Canada or TCF Canada. If you do IELTS, you can get extra points by also doing the French test. Your language test results will be valid for 2 years. You will then calculate your Comprehensive Ranking System or CRS score. This score will determine where you fall in the express entry pool and whether or not you get an invitation to apply for permanent residence. So you want the highest possible score. Express entry candidates are given a score out of 1200 based on the 4 major sections. Section A is core human capital factors, including points for age, education, Canadian work experience, and language proficiency. The ideal age is 20 to 29, but you get points for age from 18 to 44 years. Section B, that's the accompanying spouse or common law partner's language proficiency, education, and Canadian work experience. Section C, skills transferability. This section provides additional points to your profile that are based on a combination of factors. And Section D provide additional points. This section awards 600 additional points if you have a provincial nomination, 200 additional points for a valid job offer, 15 additional points for having a sibling who is a permanent resident or citizen of Canada, and 30 additional points for French abilities. Step 3 is to submit your Express Entry profile. After taking your language test and getting your ECA, you need to then create your Express Entry profile to get into the pool of applicants. You should not create an Express Entry profile until you receive results for your language test and ECA because you will be asked for the report numbers. In order to create your Express Entry profile, you will need to enter detailed information on the following. Personal reference code, you'll get that code when you check your eligibility on the IRCC website. Your name, gender, date, country and city of birth, your marital status, ID document data, number of dependent family members, your settlement funds, your education history, your education credential assessment, your language test information, your work history and NOC for all work experience, your passport or travel document, your choice of province and details on any provincial nomination or valid job offer if you have any, and also details if you use a representative. The final step, step 4, is to receive an invitation to apply, ITA, and then apply for permanent residence. Invitations to apply for permanent residence are usually sent to candidates with the highest score in the pool. You are not allowed to apply for permanent residence until you receive an invitation to apply. When accepting your ITA, you will be invited to fill some other forms, mostly similar to the ones in your Express Entry profile, but you will need to provide more details. You will have 60 days to fill additional forms and submit supporting documents. These supporting documents include documents of identity, marital status and dependence, mandatory documents such as police record, medical exam and proof of settlement funds, and any documents for claiming your CRS points such as job letter showing your work experience, your ECA, your valid job offer if you have any, PNP certificate if you have any, and like proof of the relationship if you claim the 15 points for having a sibling in Canada. Once you have uploaded all requested documents and agreed, you will see a table with a summary of fees that you'll need to pay for your application. There are 3 fees that you'll have to pay: the processing fee for you and your family members, the right of permanent residence fee, and the biometrics fee if you're from a country that requires biometric data like Jamaica. Once approved, your passport will be requested for your Canadian immigrant visa, and you'll get your confirmation of permanent residence. Guys, I assure you, it's a simple process. It's not as complicated as it sounds. And once you stay informed, it gets even simpler. And it will be worth it.
Those are the steps involved in migrating to Canada through the Express Entry program. Thanks for watching this video. In the next video, I will talk about the costs associated with the Express Entry program and how much money you need in order to migrate to Canada. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you next time.